Hey guys, this is Sophia with Sophia Brings Light. Welcome to my channel. I also have a few new subscribers, and I'd like to say thank you. Welcome to the neighborhood. I am so glad that you have subscribed with me. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. So, being that this, I would like to talk about some of the things that I have really enjoyed most of July and some parts of August. I'm going to start off that I believe as a magical practitioner that I'm a nurse by trade in my everyday life. And so we have to do continuing education courses. And I believe as a magical practitioner, you can always learn something. And if you ever are to the point that you feel like you know everything and you don't need to learn anything from anybody else, I would beg to differ that. But anyway, I sometimes take courses from other practitioners when I feel like they have something to offer. And I have taken two courses over the last month and a half. And I think they're pretty good. Now, I have to always go back to these are practitioners that are online. And a lot of times I'm not able to take the course live when it's offered. I sometimes have to go back and look at videos because of my work schedule and stuff. But one of them is it's by the content creator here on YouTube, Got to Be Oshun, and she is offering a course. You have to go to her website in order to get the course, Black Witchcraft, and it is not about black witchcraft as per se, dark magic. It's more about being a practitioner of color and practicing witchcraft. She has come up with some great points. It is well researched. She did a good job. I'm really liking the courses that I have taken thus far. I'm still not finished with it. I've had to go back and look at some things, but so far I think it's a good course. I personally had a hard time getting on to the class. She offers the class on a special part of YouTube. And at first I really was having a hard time getting onto that. I'm not going to blame that on her. I'm going to blame that on me and my technical abilities. But once I got it, the course has really been well worth it. And like I said, she's a good presenter. She's a good teacher. She's been practicing for a while. And if some of her courses come up again, I would definitely take those. The next course that I have taken is with Cindy Brannon, and it is Keeping Her Keys Retreat. Man, I am really loving her course. She does so much with her course, and it's very, very creative. I'm learning a lot about Hecate and Medea because it's kind of focused around Medea, one of Hecate's daughters, and she is sort of like the queen of poisons, basically. And this course is kind of focused on her because sometimes she's misunderstood or people just don't know a lot about her. So I'm learning about her. I'm learning a lot from the course. I'm also learning some ways with both of these courses that help me in my practice and versus my practice as far as witchcraft and my practice as a spiritual practitioner. With Cindy Brannon's course, she does a lot of visualization. She teaches you some things on ritual. We've done some DIYs, which I really liked. I did a dark mirror. We made a flying ointment. It was just very, and she has a way that is very interactive. Now we're doing the course on Zoom, and she has an app that you go to get the link from the course. And I really like it. Like for somebody like me, it was very easy to get on the app, very easy, very, very interactive. I'm learning a lot. So I really enjoy that. So those are two things in July and August that I have really enjoyed. Some of the books that I have enjoyed this month is Condensed Chaos, because I'm trying to learn more about chaos magic. And again, this is by Phil Hines. This is kind of like one of the recommended books for chaos magic. I think it's awesome. And the way he breaks it down in this book, it's easy to absorb and to work with. And the principles of chaos is in here. And it's in a way that a practitioner who has not practiced chaos magic could understand, easily accessible, easily, thought about. Because, like, what is chaos magic? It's a state of things in which chance is supreme, an unorganized state of primordial matter before the creation, a confused state or mass. That's what people think of it. Chaos was the primal source of first of all things. It isn't anarchy. In the beginning, there was only chaos. Agents of chaos cast burning glances or anything at anything or anyone capable of bearing witness to their condition. One must have chaos in one to have birth to a dancing star. Matter is illusion. Solidarity is illusion. We are all an illusion. Only chaos is real. In the limitless heavens shines the continents of chaos. So, sometimes we feel like chaos is disorganization and all over the place. And there is an aspect of that. But really, chaos, almost a lot of things begin in chaos if you really think about it. It's coming out. It's understanding that it, for me, the principles of chaos is everything is not really true. It breaks up mindsets that we have been taught and allows you or gives you the freedom to come through your magic in a way that works for you. And that's one of the principles too, is that what is effective? Like if you're doing things because you've been taught that, or that's the way it's been recommended, but it's not effective for you, how effective is that? What works for you is basically really what works. And here he has this other part where it says, sometimes people think that chaos magicians are all over the place or whatever. Thus, chaos magicians feel entitled. We have that right to change our minds, contradict themselves. We can contradict ourselves and do other things. We're experimenting with what works for us and come up with arguments that are alternatively plausible and implausible. It has been pointed out that we invest a lot of time and energy in being right. That's what he's saying about, people say about chaos magicians. What's wrong with being wrong occasionally? Or, people feel like they have to be right. You got to get it the right way. But sometimes, often, what you learn the most from is when you got it wrong. So it's a lot of things in here to think about, but I've enjoyed the read so far. The other book I have enjoyed this month is Their Eyes Were Watching God. And this is by Zora Neale Hurston. And this is an older book. It's been out for a long time, basically. But in Hoodoo, a lot of people reference Zora Neale Hurston. And I'm going to be honest, I had not read too many things from her. So I wanted to read this book and start reading some of her work, because she references a lot about Hoodoo in her work. This I finished. The story was awesome. Now, she kind of goes back to some Southern dialect in the book. But the story and the baseline, the heroine in this book, Janie Crawford, she basically embodies a woman who released herself from the shackles of what people think and what people think about you, and did some things and was able to live a life well lived because she released those things. That's all I'm going to say. If you've not read anything by Zora Neale Hurston, I suggest you get this. This is a good beginning start to some of her work. So I've enjoyed that very, very much. Another thing that I have been, well, I'm going to go to another book that I have read. And I have read this book with my coven group, and I just finished it. This book is so good, and it's called Intuitive Witchcraft: How to Use Your Intuition to Elevate Your Craft. It's by Astria Taylor. Again, this book has been out for a little while, but I've not read it, and I read it with the group, and we're still going through it. I just finished it. Awesome. She brings up some great points in here. She has exercises, examples, rituals, and I'm just reading the back of this, featuring extensive exercises, examples, and rituals. This amazing book reveals how to embrace the wisdom within and your inner voice as you explore the endless possibilities of witchcraft. With Astria Taylor's guidance, you can unlock your intuitive magic potential and celebrate the truth of who you are. Intuitive Witchcraft offers insights from some of the, and she has some guest writers in the book, thinkers and leaders in their field, helping you to become more empowered, your more empowered self. This book is really good because it really kind of encourages you and empowers you to tap into that intuitive part and use that intuitive part. Don't think you read other things, you go to different stuff and you listen to other people, but actually the most powerful part of you is going on your intuition and listening to the voice within, listening to your ancestors as they speak. That is what makes your magic powerful. So I would really highly suggest you getting this book. It really unlocks that potential for you. Now, since I love to read, so I'm an avid reader, and I get some things from books, but I also get things from my intuition, from my ancestors, from, those things too. So one of the things, and this is just I think I have it upside down. I do. This is just a notebook, as you can see. And it has a lot of blank, because I've just started this one. I have started using a commonplace notebook. And this is a notebook just for the things that I'm reading, information I maybe got from some YouTube or a class. It just helps me to keep it all in one place. And I am loving this. I have some notes here I'm reading a book called Woman's Healing. Now I may do something on that. I have a note here on some of the things about divination that I've done, the class that I'm taking, which is Hecate's Garden Retreat. That's the retreat that I'm doing. And it's all here. So any books that I've read, classes maybe that I've taken, maybe a YouTube video that I thought, oh, I want to get some notes on that. That's a good point or whatever. I like keeping it all here in my commonplace book to put those thoughts in. Now, you might say, well, why would you have that? And you also have grimoires. The grimoires, for me, is information, recipes, that kind of thing. Or my Book of Shadows, that's another notebook. And that is basically, for me, my thoughts, what I'm going through, where I may have some difficulty, my shadow work that I want to work through, my interaction with my goddess, or interaction with my ancestors, things I'm getting downloaded. It's more private, and it's helping me kind of overcome some of my problems or issues in my shadow Book of Shadows. My grimoire is like my recipes and those kind of things. And this commonplace book, this is the books that I've read, what I got from them. Maybe they have some quotes in there that I really enjoy that I might want to keep that. I do write, and I have published a couple of books. And this is a good place for me now to put some quotes, to put some things, to my thoughts about what I've read and what I've learned. And perhaps maybe a book did have some kind of recipe in here. I may put it in here first and then maybe save it for my grimoire later. But I am really enjoying having a commonplace notebook. It is also a place for me to keep up with the books I've read for the year. Secondly, is helping me to remember, to recall back, and to really enjoy the books that I'm reading. So that's something that I really enjoy. Now, I had this deck for a while and I've pulled cards from it and everything. It's the African Goddess Rising. I'm working with this because I am working more with the Divine Feminine. And this deck here, and it is an Oracle deck, really helps me with that. And so for the month of July and most of now, I worked a lot with this and I have really enjoyed it. So those are the things that I loved for July through August. And I may do this another month for August, September. You be blessed, you be powerful, you believe in you, and have a great week. Thank you. Bye-bye.